Hello. Good evening, morning, afternoon, middle of the night. I definitely feel that one because insomnia is a thing. And I don't think I went to bed today until, God, I don't even know, but I did sleep at some point. I got a couple hours and I'm fine. But then again, yeah, but yeah, that's besides the point. Anyway, this is the third video and final of that saga, and then I'm going to talk about something else in this video as well. That's meh. We'll get to that in a moment. Do not worry. So yes, on December 7th, I went and was cleared to live regular life after having the full hysterectomy with ovaries removed. And by that point, I was cleared, everything was fine. And I'm not sure how much detail to go into because of terms of service. Definitely listen to what your surgeon tells you if you have this particular surgery, especially if done laparoscopically, because my surgeon told me that there is a constant risk, but only mostly happens when you're older. And I guess this applies to everyone across the board, not just trans men who have had the surgery. There is a risk of, these are medical, I'm trying to keep it medical as possible. I'm not a trained professional. I'm just trying to explain secondhand, paraphrasing what my surgeon told me. And when I was in college, this sort of thing was not my field. I was a psychology student, so this stuff is not my deal. And yeah, no, the type of psychology that I want to go into deals nothing with this. So yeah, no. And the psychology I want to do is to help people, like, it's so I can help people better, because I have an issue understanding emotions. I have an issue empathizing with other people and understanding what they're going through. Like, I can imagine it, but I can't, like, emote enough to understand. And that's my issue, and I'm getting better at it. But certain times there's, like, a roadblock of, like, I cannot understand. That makes me upset. So, yeah, no. But besides that, we're shelving that discussion for a very long time. We are not going to discuss that. At certain points it may come up, but that's not relevant to this right now. So, you're very distracting, Voodoo. Voodoo and Killmonger are in here. Killmonger is resting behind where the laptop is in, like, his favorite blanket, which also is the blanket I use at night. So he ends up laying on me. Because I am stubborn, so is he. And Voodoo's laying where he was laying in one of the other videos on the flipped over no face bag, and never mind. I'm stalling and explaining what the surgeon told me, and we all know I'm stalling because I'm nervous about having to explain this. Anyway, because honestly, what she told me causes some anxiety, but from what she told me, okay, I'll explain what she said in terms that I understand, how I understood it, which I completely understand, which, disclaimer, probably is not how it actually is, because how I understand things sometimes actually is not the way things are. Because, okay, basically, from how I understand it, she said that there still is a risk no matter what, because of how the surgery is. That at the end of the, I'm not going to use my hands to like talk because it's going to be really weird. Because basically at the end of the canal, because of, I'm going to have to put a disclaimer in the description. I'm going to have to, or I can also say right here. I'm going to use medical terms. Yes. Basically, just because I'm cool with saying these terms, does not mean you're cool with them, and that's completely okay. I'm going to try and put a timestamp in the comment in the description where you can go to if when that part's over of me just explaining it. If I forget, I am so sorry, and I do apologize. But just so you know, there is going to be medical talk of the female reproductive organs. You should have realized that when I started discussing the hysterectomy process, and I do apologize. But there is going to be another discussion later in this video, so please stay around for that. If you so choose. If not, then have a great day, have great holidays, stay safe. Anyway, okay, basically at the end of how the surgery is done, I actually had to, I think I explained in one of the other videos, I actually had to look up what type of hysterectomy I was having, because I knew the ovaries were going to be removed, but I didn't know the difference between the different actual hysterectomies, a full, a partial, and I think there's a third type. But yeah, no, I had to look up what the thing was with having a full one, and basically I'm probably going to get it wrong because I did not fully understand, because I was so freaking tired, because it was like at 3 a.m. because I was suffering from severe insomnia, and I was honestly scared because it was like the night before the procedure that I was deciding to try and like soothe myself and look up as much stuff as I can to try and like calm myself down, and it did help. Honestly, it did help. But anyways, basically the cervix is removed. Yeah, and basically at the end of that whole thing, how it is basically at the end of the canal are your intestines. That is the main reason why they say during the whole healing process, other than the fact you are healing due to the laparoscopic surgery, other than the fact of that, they say no intercourse. Because, like I said in the other videos, she told me in a way that I understood, if you do anything like that, if you lift more than 10 pounds, or if you do anything, you will rip your stitches, your guts are going to fall out. Basically, how she explained this to me, that basically there's a slight chance now, but the chance goes higher as you get older, but it's not until like you're way older that the risk goes higher. And she told me that there's only one patient per whole year that actually goes in with issues due to having a hysterectomy. Which, you okay, Killmonger? Did I accidentally get you with the charging cable? I'm so sorry, dear. I'm sorry. You okay? Did I accidentally disturb you? Do you want cuddles? I'm not gonna bother him. If he comes and sits on my lap, that's okay. I'm not going to like drag him over here, because that would mean upsetting the whole thing. And I actually have a good angle for it. Kinda, because I'm kind of slouching. But I got off topic. But basically, throughout the whole year, only one patient, that's a pretty good success rate. But basically, that's the only after complication, as far as I'm aware, as far as she told me. And I'm cool with that, other than the whole potential heart risk of the correlation between also having the ovaries removed, heart disease risk of the whole thing of trans men, and if, but that's a whole other bag of a whole other thing. And when I'm older, I'm going to try and see if there's a study on the East Coast that I could join, since I have pre-existing heart condition, and I think I could be a wonderful study participant, which I'm willing to do. Oh no, I don't think I ever mentioned that fact. From what I was told, there's actually a study going on right now to see if there's if trans men get heart disease on a more regular basis than cis men, due to having their ovaries removed and everything with their hysterectomy. I think that's how it was worded. I could be wrong with the wording. But see which group is more at risk of heart disease. But I'm too young to join it at 27, at my current age, whatever the heck. Yeah, at my current age, I'm too young to join. Even though, yeah. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Oh yes, the other thing that was a huge disclaimer. Basically, from what was experienced, I have to word this very carefully. Basically, from what was experienced, there may be slight bleeding upon first doing anything and regarding that. And there. But after a few days, should be fine. From what personally was experienced, I literally have no shame, but have to regard terms of service. Have to be careful of dancing around YouTube's terms of service. And I'm cool with that. I'm actually rather glad I have to watch what I say, because oversharing is a thing I sometimes do. But anyways, moving on to the other thing. I've noticed something rather disheartening. Among the trans community, and that does not just include trans men, trans women, that includes the non-binary individuals as well. And that's not cool. It's like there's a lack of hope. It's not just because we're in lockdown. It was prevailing before that. It's not just here in the United States. It's everywhere. And I know it's not just the state of the world. It's like everyone's given up. It's like, what the heck? Sure. I know I'm probably speaking from a very extreme place of privilege, given the fact of due to how my transition was. I'm an orphan. I didn't have anyone to answer to in terms of, can I do this? Considering the fact that I came out in 2015 when I was 21, almost 22, and I didn't have to answer to anyone. And I understand that I'm very privileged in that. But, and I know that it's actually my duty as an older, actually successful along my path trans man, to try and guide the younger people, try and give advice and stuff based upon my experiences. I understand that fact. That's part of my responsibility. Not to overinflate my ego, but I believe that's part of the responsibilities as the fact of anyone in the LGBTQ plus community. We survived. We got to an older age. It's our responsibility to try and help. It's not part of the, oh, it's your own, you came out as part of the community. Tough luck, kid. Go screw yourself. I don't believe the older generations should have done that to us. That's not cool. That's not okay. And it's, no. And basically, when I actually am in, I actually do have plans of what I plan on doing once I go back to school. I actually do have goals, very solid goals. It's just a matter of getting in a place to where I can achieve them. And this whole thing, it's a hobby. So I don't give a crap what happens to it. But honestly, basically this part of the video is trying to be like, you can do it. You can survive. Sure, it really will suck for a little while, but there are ways you can help yourself. And that's not just coming from a guy who was like, no, I literally had like barely any help when I was first starting out. And it's not due to my perseverance or whatever. No. Actually, I did have help. I literally had a crap ton of help. Because I actually did reach out to community resources that were there, but now they're no longer there. Because literally, they failed me. Even before the pandemic, they closed their age range. They excluded anyone over 21. But, can you guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to school, get what I require, get the degrees and whatever, so I can start a bit, so I can get the whatever, so I can start the nonprofits, or what, because it's not going to be a for-profit crap. That's stupid. That's selfish. And it's not because I don't want, it's not for the selfish reason of, oh, I don't want people to end up like me. Because that's not the right reason, in my opinion, to do things, because I will burn myself out. It's because of the reason I'm able to provide the service. Why not get the training to do this? Why not help LGBTQ plus adults thrive in the community? Because right now, there are no services in my community for the adults. And that's not okay. That is not okay. No, that is not okay. They basically left us all hanging. There's more than enough services for the youth, which I'm very, very, very happy about. They deserve all the help they can get, especially right now during the holidays. The holidays suck no matter what. Like right now, me personally, I know I'm going to spend them alone. No one is going to make sure I'm okay. And honestly, I'm not okay with that. I have my cats though. I have the wonderful magical void kitten, Voodoo, and I have the, this is going to sound silly, I gave Killmonger another nickname, the murderous pumpernickel loaf. I like pumpernickel bread, and he looks like a loaf of pumpernickel bread when he's all loafed out. But yes, no. Do you know what my shirt says? Well, actually, probably not, considering the fact I'm slouching. It says, face your fears. And that's supposed to be like, whatever. It's supposed to be like, you can do that. To me, it's more symbolic because it's like, whatever. It's supposed to be like, Sorry, I have an issue sometimes like articulating myself. Just because it's a whole meme of I'm 4 parallel universes ahead of you. That's basically sometimes what I do is like, oh, here's this idea. Let's just jump a million things ahead. It's like, wait, I'm still back, like everything's still back at square one. We can't go to square 55 when everything's still at square one. Even though like everything's set up at square 55, everything's perfectly able to get there. It's just a matter of everyone else getting on board from square one. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Basically, I just want everyone to be okay because you got this. You definitely got this. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, you got this. Unless you killed someone, unless you literally harmed someone. Sorry, I shouldn't have said killed. I apologize. Unless you literally harmed someone or an animal, which is still someone. Unless you literally harmed something that honestly should not have been harmed. Then, yeah, no, that's not okay. Yeah, no, that's not cool. I honestly wish I knew editing. I honestly do not have the money to pay for an editor, nor do I know an editor. I honestly wish I knew how to drive. Like, literally, I literally have to, like, learn 3 final things. Because I have my permit. And then it's all matter of getting a car. And also, I have to even wait until after I get my top surgery. Because then, due to current laws, my insurance would change. But that's a whole other can of worms. Yeah. And right now, I'm not confident enough to discuss the politics of that, nor will I probably ever discuss the politics of that unless I know for certain what's going on. You okay? They snore. They snore. Mostly it's Killy who snores, and then sometimes I hear Vu snoring. But that's okay. They're wonderful little cats. They're adorable. They make me so happy. But yeah, I hope at some point during this, I helped someone in some small way, instead of me just rambling my face off. That's a terrible mental image. Sure, to some blind ass low standard person, I'm handsome, but no offense, you need better standards. You seriously need better standards. I actually have a story about that, but story time with a keto is gonna have to happen another day. I might just record that video today and post it tomorrow. Because I'm bored a lot of the time. So, yeah, I might just record it today and post it tomorrow. So I'll be wearing the same shirt, maybe. Unless I decide to be a weirdo and change shirts. Yeah, who knows? But yes, like I said, like explained it way earlier, I had to word things strangely because of terms of service. I really didn't want to overshare. And I do understand that my thought process is like all over the place. Yeah. I've gotten much better with that. I actually have. But yeah. Stay safe. Remember, no matter what, you do matter. You do matter to someone. even if you do not think you made an impact in someone's life in a positive way, you have. They just may not have the courage to tell you so. Just remember, stay safe, wear a face mask, have a good whatever time of existence you watch this, okay? Who knows, maybe for the next video I might decide to have Killy in my lap and cuddle him, okay? So you get to see one of the Void kittens. See ya.